Everybody, we're back again today reading Stolen Focus by Joanne Hari. We're continuing to read page 27, and Drew, would you like to start us off?
No. Would you like to start us off?
John, can you read, please?
Okay. Do you want me to start or you want you to start? I can read any time. Tien, do you want to read first or do you want me to read first?
John, just read.
Tien, do you want me to read first?
You read first.
Okay. How hard was that?
Sit up 3 times.
Every time he thought about it, he felt ashamed. Soon had trained as a psychist, but after a while, he figured he was going to have to investigate at the Technical University of Denmark, where he is a professor of the Department of Applied Mathematics and Computer Science. What was happening, not just in physics, but in himself? I've been obsessed with how I was losing my own ability to focus, he told me. I was realizing that, somehow, I was not able to control my own use of the internet. He found himself mindlessly following the small details of events, like the US presidential election on social media, hour after hour, achieving nothing. This wasn't just affecting him as a parent, but as a scientist. He says, I came to this realization that my job, in a way, is to think something that is different from everyone else. But I was in an environment where I was just getting all the same information as everyone else. And I was just thinking the same things as everyone else. Tina turn.
He had sensed that the not deterioration.
Nope.
Deterioration.
Nope.
Um,
Wait, say that again?
Deterioration.
Close. It's the tier.
Yeah, only deterioration.
Deterioration. Not deterioration. Deterioration.
It's my pronunciations. He had sensed that the deterioration he was experiencing in his focus was happening to a lot of people around him. But he also knew that at many points in history, people have thought they were experiencing some kind of disastrous social decline, when in fact they were merely aging. It's always tempting to confuse your personal decline for the decline of the human species. Soon, who was in his late 30s at the time, asked himself, Am I a grumpy old man? Or is the world really changing? So with scientists across Europe, he laughed the largest scientific study yet, included the answer a key question. Is our collective attention span recently shrinking?
Go.
Go to the next page.
As a first step, they drew up a list of sources of information that they could analyze. The first and most obvious was Twitter. The site had launched in 2006 and soon began this work in 2014. So there was 8 years of data to draw on. On Twitter, you can track what topics people are talking about and how long they discuss them for. The team began to do a massive analysis of the data. How long do people talk about a topic on Twitter for? Has the length of time they focus collectively on any one thing changed? Do people talk about the topics that obsess them, the trending hashtags, for more or less time now? Compared to the recent past, what they found is that in 2013, a topic would remain in the top 50 most discussed subjects for 17.5 hours. By 2016, that had dropped to 11.9 hours. That suggested that, together, on that site, we were focusing on any one thing for every shorter period of time. I can't, Tian's elbow's in the way.
Our mum's in the way.
Okay.
You wanna go
Your turn.
Okay. And the bed. Okay. They thought it's striking, but maybe it was a quirk of Twitter, so they started to look at a whole range of other data sets. They looked at what people search for on Google. What's the rate of churn in that way? In that. They analyzed movie ticket sales. How long did a hit? They studied Reddit. How long did topics last there? And the data suggested as time passed.
Tian, you missed the whole line.
No, I didn't.
How long did a hit? You missed this line right here.
That's why it sounded weird.
You.
How long did people carry on to the cinema to watch a movie
Tian,
after
you
it
didn't.
became a hit?
Tian, you didn't say going.
Huh?
You missed.
Careful.
You skipped going.
Wait, how long did people carry on going to the cinema to watch a movie after it became a hit? They studied Reddit. How long did topics last there? All the data suggested that as time passed, we were focusing less on any one individual topic.
Are you good? Look at your
The one
face.
exception, intriguing, was Wikipedia, where the level of attention on topics was held steady. With almost every data set they looked at, the pattern was the same. Soon said, we looked at a lot of different systems, and we see that in every system, there's an accelerating trend. It is faster to reach peak popularity, and there is a faster drop again. Here you go.
The scientists wanted to know how long this had been happening for, and then they made a really eye-opening discovery. They turned to Google Books, which has scanned the full text of millions of books. Students' team decided to analyze books that were written between the 1880s and the present day using a mathematical technique. The scientific term for it is detecting engrams, that can spot the rise and fall of new phrases and topics in the text. It's the equivalent of finding hashtags from the past. The computers could detect new phrases as they appear. Think of it. Say, the Harlem Renaissance, or No Deal Brexit. And they could see how long these were discussed for, and how quickly they faded from discussion. It was a way of finding out how long the people who came before us talked about a fresh topic for. How many weeks or months did it take for them to get bored and move on to the next thing? When they looked at the data, they found that the graph looked remarkably similar to Twitter's. With each decade that passed, for more than 130 years, topics have come and gone faster and faster. Teen, your turn.
Okay.
Page 29.
Huh? Yeah, I know. When he saw the results, soon told me he thought, "God damn it! It really is true. Something is changing. Not just the same old, same old. This was the first proof gathered anywhere in the world that our collective attention spans have been shrinking crucially. This has been happening not just since the birth of the web, but for the whole of my life, my parents' lives, and my grandparents' lives. Yes, the internet had rapidly accelerated the trend, but crucially, this specific team had discovered it was not the sole cause.
Soon and his colleagues wanted to understand what has been driving this change, so they built a complex mathematical model to try and figure it out. It's a bit like the systems that climate scientists construct to successfully predict changes in the weather. The full technical details of how they did it, if you're interested, are in their published research. It was designed to see what you could do to the data to make it rise and fall at faster and faster rates, in ways that resembled the decline in collective attention, and they had been documenting. What they discovered is that there's one mechanism that can make this happen every time. You just have to flood the system with more information. The more information you pump in, the less time people can focus on an individual piece of it. It's your turn.
Would like to end it here or a bit longer?
Next page.
Yeah, next page. Okay. Hey, Ma. It's a fascinating explanation of why this acceleration is happening. Soon to cold! It's cold! It's cold! It's cold! It's cold!
You put in the blanket.
They aren't.
Let your brother eating, baby.
Okay.
Beat away. Ow.
It's cold! It's cold! It's cold! It's cold! It's cold!
Ow, yo. Okay.
It's cold!
Whoa.
It's cold!
Joe.
It's cold! Cold! It's cold!
Come on.
It's cold!
Are you putting it out? You did all. Ow. Get out.
Here we go.
So,
Ow.
And they're not moving.
Ow. Now.
that's cold.
Tia, they're not touching you.
Your toes.
Move it out.
Tia, there's a blanket in between your toes.
I can feel
my-
your skin. Cold. It's cold. Ah! It's cold.
Ow.
Hey, Tia, turn around.
Keep
Turn
it
around.
in, baby. Out of it. Ow. What is thinking about finger?
Don't put them near your face.
So if you think someone about 100 years ago, literally,
No. I say no. Okay.
it would
Lay down.
take them time for nerds to travel.
Lay down and relax.
If there was some kind
No, it's okay.
of a
Joe,
huge
move.
Stop. in
Stop
a
it.
known fort
Then we
It
come
would
sleep with you
have-
tonight, okay?
No.
to get up
Move
from
it away.
the fort down cold
Tia, don't move. Don't move
Ah.
your legs.
to Oslo.
When you listen to your
Someone
brother,
would have
next time
to
you
rise
cry.
it up, and it would slowly land. Cold.
Tia,
It's
stop
cold.
touching me. They're not
You're
touching
touching me.
But wait, then, come on. It's funny touching you, what?
I'm not touching you.
Compare that with the 2019 massacre in New Zealand when a depraved racist began to murder Muslims in a mosque, and it was literally screaming "Live!" So anyone could watch it anywhere. We double right here. Next page. Cold! It's
Oh,
cold!
you listen, you still try to attack your brother. Then you do it. Really?
One way of thinking about this, Sin said, is that the moment it's just like we're drinking from a fire hose. There's too much coming at us. We are soaked in information. The raw figures have been analysed by 2 other scientists, Dr. Martin Hilbert
Why we warm and why you're so bit cold, yeah?
at the University of Southern California and Dr. Priscilla Lopez at the Open University of Catalonia. Picture reading an 85-page newspaper in 1986. If you added up all the information being blasted at the average human being, TV, radio reading, it amounted to 40 newspapers worth of information every day. By 2007, they found that it had risen to the equivalent of 174 newspapers per day. I'd be amazed if it hadn't gone up further since then. The increase in the volume of information is what creates the sensation of the world speeding up. Right, that's going to be all.
For today. And I'll see you tomorrow. We're ending it today on page 30. Bookmark. Bookmark.
One enough, son.
Hey, there's no more bookmark.
No, that's not a bookmark.
Bookmark.
That's not.
You make your bar crazy too.
Bye bye.
Bookmark.
Okay, goodbye.